Hello, I'm Vinny Esposito, co-owner of Split Second Sound, along with my wife, Diane.
And welcome to the Charlotte Wedding Insider.
This show will feature past, present, and future brides of Charlotte and other nearby areas where Split Second Sound is entertained, telling their amazing stories, extraordinary ideas and thoughts on decor, and showing off their beautiful weddings.
And we will also be visiting some of the best wedding professionals here in Charlotte who are offering up their tips and their trends to all the engaged couples.
Visit us at charlotteweddinginsider.com for more information and other additional scenes. If you're an engaged couple and have a great story or planning the ultimate wedding, write us at info@charlotteweddinginsider.com.
Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Do you just take Rebecca to be your partner for life?
Easiest question of my life, I do. Rebecca, I'm a far better person because of you, and I'm forever grateful for that. I will always kiss you on your nose and forehead every night before we fall asleep, and always refer to you as my LOL, the love of my life.
Jess, you are my home, my rock, my truest love, and my closest friend. I promise today to not only be your wife, but forever your LOL.
Rebecca and Jess, please share your first embrace as husband and wife.
So will all of you please raise your glasses with me to celebrate the new Mr. and Mrs. Jess and Rebecca Stewart.
Hey, Charlotte Wedding Insider is at it again, and we're on location today visiting Best Impressions, and we're going to have a conversation with Donald Shives. Why don't you guys come on in and take a sneak peek?
So we just moved in. It's a 26,000 square foot state-of-the-art kitchen. Has all brand new kitchen equipment. Executive chef James Fox is here doing some of his prep work. He really has kind of a designated flow for the kitchen, various prep tables on this side for the different cooks to have their assigned tasks. And then as it's kind of being finished, it goes into the two different walk-in refrigeration systems that we'll see. He has one side that has all raw product, all raw produce, meats, things of that nature. The other side of the walk-in is all finished product. Each speed rack has its own designated event. It's all labeled, and it goes right out the door, gets loaded on the truck, and we kind of go from there. We do also have our own state-of-the-art pastry division here. They do all of our breads, all of our pastries, various desserts, things of that nature. So they're able to kind of do all of their work here. Same process with all of those items. Again, goes right out the door, right onto the loading dock to the designated truck that's labeled for it, and off the, on the road it goes to the event. We do have our brand new smoker that they do use quite a bit. All of our brisket, pork shoulder, things of that nature. Has the the smoking chamber there, and then the wood box here that just uses various hickory logs that they fill that with, fire it, and set the timer and let it go.
What tips can you give for a bride and groom who's got to pick out the perfect caterer for her event?
I think you have to make sure that they are a full service caterer that's going to handle all of the different aspects versus just coming in with the food and dropping it off and setting it up type thing. There's a lot of different variables that I think that go into events that we do. A lot of things can potentially go wrong, and finding one that you're comfortable knowing that's going to be able to handle all the different curveballs that do kind of come up.
Well, we want to thank you so much, Donald, for spending some time with Charlotte Wedding Insider.
Of course.
And
absolutely.
give you a handshake.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And this is Small signing off for Charlotte Wedding Insider. Thank you.
You got it.
We are here today with one of our future couples, April and Wiley. We're checking in on them to see how their planning is going for their September 24th wedding at Champagne Manor. Let's take all of us back to when you both first met and what your love story is. Can you tell everybody?
Yeah. You want to go?
Sure. So April and I first met our freshman year. April was going to University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and I was going to High Point University. Her best friend was also going to High Point University and lived on the same floor as I did. So we became friends the first week of school, and somebody on our floor was throwing a dorm party. So we were both there, and April came to visit. That's when we first met. We saw each other, got butterflies. But then after that visit, we didn't see each other for 3 years until our senior year.
Because I transferred.
Yeah, she transferred to Western North Carolina.
Yeah.
Then I saw she had moved to Charlotte. She actually graduated in 3 years. I was still finishing up. I saw she had transferred to Charlotte, or she was living in Charlotte. And I had a lot of friends that lived in Charlotte who had previously graduated from High Point. So I knew I was going to Charlotte that weekend, and I reached out to April to see if she would want to get together. Luckily, she gave me her number. I met up with her that night at Whiskey River, and we rekindled the flame.
He was still, you were still in school then.
Yeah, I was still
in school.
Going to school. I had about 2 or 3 months left at High Point, and then I was moving to DC.
So it was bad timing.
Very bad timing to start falling back in love.
Yeah.
So you knew he was the one, you knew she was the one. Let's fast forward the engagement. Did you have anybody that helped with the engagement, or was it just a private moment? How did that all take place?
I had a lot of help with the engagement, from setting up the apartment to the surprise engagement party. So I reached out to one of April's best friends, Kirith, to set up a girls' day for April and a lot of her best friends. So they went to a yoga class first thing in the morning, and then they went to brunch, and then they went to get their nails done so her nails would look perfect once she had the ring on her hand. While she was out, I had her sister come in from the Asheville area to help me set up the apartment. So we laid white rose petals all over the apartment. I'd actually purchased around 6,000 or 7,000 silk rose petals. So I laid white everywhere in the apartment, and then I did a trail of red roses from the front door into the bedroom where I was going to propose. Then April followed the trail of red roses over to the bedroom, and I had her sister tucked into the back corner. So while I was proposing, her sister was actually able to capture that moment for us.
Over the past 3 years, you've been my best friend. You've been everything I could have asked for. You inspire me to be the best person. You support me even when I doubted myself. I know you're kind, intelligent, and beautiful. I can't think of anyone else that I'd want to spend my whole life with. April Elizabeth Gannon, will you marry me?
Yes.
Then after I proposed, I had champagne and strawberries. I had her sister get out of the apartment, so we had some time together. I picked out a dress for April to wear that night, and I told her that we were going to dinner. So we went to dinner. Her friends were texting her, congratulating her. Hey, you should come meet us out for a drink. Again, I got some help there, so it just seemed very casual. We were going to meet our friends at Blackfin at the Epicenter. Little did April know when we got there, there was a surprise engagement party with my family, her family, and a lot of our really close friends.
Yeah, it was awesome.
The advice that I would give to grooms before they propose is don't spend too much time planning out what you're going to say as you propose, because when the moment comes, you're gonna have a heart flutter and you're gonna have a little bit of anxiety. It's gonna be tough to remember what you thought about.
And what about you, April?
I would say relax and take one step at a time, because I freaked out right after we got engaged, and I thought, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this, that. And you don't, just one step at a time. And I'm OCD and I'm a perfectionist, but I have even learned just to take a step back, take a breather, and try to enjoy it the best you can. And trust your gut, because I have dress shopped and looked at different decor, and it gets overwhelming, so your mind kind of starts to stray. Oh, maybe I like this, or maybe I like this color, or maybe I like this style of dress. But I would say stick with what you originally wanted. That's a big one.
That's great advice. We are here with Jonathan Davis from The Place for Flowers. Thank you, Jonathan, for speaking with us today. I really do appreciate it.
Good to have you here.
I see that gorgeous display back here, and I go straight for the lemons in the limes, in the jar, and please tell me what that's about.
Well, we try to incorporate things that are just unusual. A lot of times people think of a florist as just providing just flowers, but we can bring in some different personality by adding some different elements that aren't flowers per se. We think about here, there's limes inside this vase, but as a whole display, it comes together and creates a modern, Southwestern feel. Maybe the couple's from the Midwest and they wanted to bring a little bit of flavor of home, and so we incorporated things like cactus and succulents and tortilla, and when all grouped together, it just creates a modern feel, but still brings some flavor from home.
So basically, inspiration comes from where they're from, and when you talk with them, is that?
A lot of times brides have things that mean something to them. Maybe their grandmother grew a specific flower and they can't be there at the wedding, so they wanted to incorporate that into the wedding, or they have an overall feel. Because a wedding is something that really reflects the couple's personality. And so any way that we can reflect the personality in the flowers makes the bride happy.
Got you. And tell me who this made happy here with the melon. I love this. This is my favorite.
Well, one of the trends that's going on right now is incorporating things that aren't necessarily flowers in with your flower ranges. And so this is something that's reminiscent of like a Dutch painting, almost like a still life. And so you have lots of different types of flowers, lots of different textures of flowers. And then we've incorporated fruits like papayas and pears and plums. And that just creates a really rich, almost like it was painted that way kind of feel. And so we think about if it was a very grand formal wedding, it'd be really beautiful with gold candlesticks and things like that throughout the reception.
Have you added anything else that really, brings to memory that is really unique?
Well, this summer we had a couple, and one of the things that was about their personality they really, really wanted to celebrate at their wedding was the love of video games and also books. And so we used books as an inspiration throughout the entire reception. The escort card table was a card catalog that we filled with flowers and lemons and cards. Even on some of the cocktail tables we created arrangements that were coming out of books. But then for just a nod to the groom's video game fund, we did little miniature Mario Brother mushrooms that were tucked in throughout the arrangements, and specifically where he would see them, just so that he was important as well.
Was that a surprise to him?
It was a surprise to him. He didn't know it was coming.
Did he laugh?
He did. They took one of the mushrooms on their honeymoon with them.
That is too cute. Can you recreate a picture that a bride gives you, like she cuts it out, she brings it to you? Are you able to just recreate it that way?
As long as the flowers are available, yes. But honestly, we'd like to take those pictures as an inspiration and move from those pictures, because not all the elements of that bouquet may work for your wedding. Maybe you tweak the colors a little bit, or some flowers may be in a better condition because of season-wise to use in that bouquet. And so we try to keep everything as seasonal as possible, but we're more than happy to use pictures as inspiration to move forward with designs.
Are you seeing any trends for the 2016 brides coming up?
I think this year everybody's breaking the rules. Before it was like everything was soft and safe, but now brides are using more color, more texture, having more fun. And this is one of the things that we're seeing too, is brides steering away from just all floral bouquets. Here it's a lot of different ferns and mosses, but then we also use cotton and feathers to create a very dramatic look. And it's not for every bride, but if it speaks to her personality, then I say go for it.
Well, I want to thank you and Taylor for spending some time with us. I really, really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. We loved having you here.
Thank you.
You've heard the expression, a DJ can make or break an event. A DJ has a lot more responsibility than playing music. Their job is to coordinate with the flow, the family, the important people that have parts to do in the wedding, and to make sure that it just flows one piece after another and just builds into a nice flowing production of a really good party.
You ready to have some fun tonight?
Split Second Sound has a brand. It has a formula. We have a certain way that all of our DJs, pooling our talents together, have come up with a way to make a very smooth flowing event that actually builds energy. And that formula has given us a high success rate of every single event we do, because it's not hit or miss. We go in there knowing exactly what it takes to make that event great. You know how important it is, or the responsibility that we take when somebody says, can you DJ my wedding? Can you host my wedding? And it's really important to us to put everything we have into it for that one day, because you only get one shot at it.
Here's to Leanne and Sutton.
Our DJs are really passionate about it. They take ownership of the event. We actually call it a signature event because they put their name on it.
Make some noise for our newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Michael Ripley!
We're able to do any type of event. Everything from the smallest of the smallest, with wedding parties being about 50, 60 family members being there, to like the major events, with Vinny being the game day DJ of the Carolina Panthers and watching that growth and success over the years, being able to be a part of NBA player weddings and those type of things is just a huge testament of the work that we put in, and we treat every event the same with the hard work that we put into it.
Congratulations to the both of you. Thank you for having me.
We are so thankful. We're thankful for a lot of things as our business has grown, the amazing reviews we get back from clients, the referrals we get from vendors. We've been very fortunate to win like the Knot Award 5 years in a row, Wedding Wire. It makes us proud that people recognize the great job that we're doing.
My name is Michelle Gruning, and I'm the Special Events Director at the Mint Museum. The advice I give to couples that are looking for their perfect location for their wedding is to choose somewhere that's really going to fit the feel of your evening. If you want to pick a location that's a blank slate, it's perfect for customizing and bringing out exactly who you are as a couple. If you're looking for somewhere to keep all the events of the evening as close as possible, choose somewhere that offers a ceremony and a reception site so that your guests arrive at one location and can enjoy the whole evening without having to travel. It's important to choose a venue that can fit your guest size. If you have a group of 300 guests coming to your reception, don't pick a location that can only fit 200. It's important to make sure that not only you, but your guests are comfortable and have the best experience possible.
Adam and I got married on May 2nd, 2015 at Cheryl's Inn in Fairview, North Carolina.
So a very good friend of mine once told me, you never know when that next important person could just walk into your life. You could just turn the corner in front of you, and right when you least expect it, you bump into him or her. As a man of faith, I don't believe in coincidence. Because by God's greater plan, that exact scenario happened when I met you, Cam.
My friend Brittany Conklin, who works at Valeria Salon and Spa in Huntersville, did my amazing hair and makeup.
What a beautiful day it was. It was just perfect weather the entire day. The sun was shining, it was 70 degrees. Really couldn't have been better weather for us. This is myself and all my groomsmen getting ready in the secret library of the Cheryl's Inn. It took me so long to get ready because I was so nervous.
The whole day was surreal. To see 8 months of planning going into a one-day event, the most memorable event of our lives. It was only possible thanks to so many people. The whole wedding party and a few other friends helped create and set up all the decor, although the venue, Cheryl's Inn, didn't need much decorating as it was already gorgeous.
This is the vantage point I had coming into the wedding ceremony. Having our families around made it that more special. In this moment, it dawned on me that I had 7 of my best guy friends there to support me on our big day. With all the emotions that I felt, I knew that I wouldn't be able to hold it together. I just remember how beautiful Karen looked at the end of the aisle. Todd, one of our pastors at Mosaic Church, who married us, had to ask me multiple times, "Hey man, you good? You gonna be able to make it through this?"
Every moment was creatively captured on video by our friends and some of the nicest people you'll ever meet at Whitewash Films, Brian and Jennifer Patnode. Cheyenne and Jeff Schultz photographed every special moment of our day. As soon as we saw their work, we knew they had to capture our wedding. The photographs they took will be cherished for lifetimes. I couldn't ask for a better man to live life with. I love you for who you are and who you will be. I love you no matter the circumstance or situation. I love you through the ups and downs. I love you, Adam Peterson, and I'm forever yours.
It's hard to explain how much a rush your wedding day is until you've experienced it. Not only was I with the greatest woman in the world, we had the greatest friends, family, food, music, all that stuff wrapped into one. I think Todd Phelps, our wedding officiant, said it best. This only happens once for a reason.
Vinny and Gio from Split Second Sound did a phenomenal job, not only setting the tone throughout the day, but also coordinating with the other vendors.
We have to give a shout out to Fresh as Can Be Catering in Asheville for doing an excellent job preparing and serving the food for our guests. The entire staff was fun and friendly to work with. They even set up our s'mores bar for us. Vinny absolutely killed it on the ones and twos. He knew when to play fast music, slow music, and I just had a great time. If we had to go back and do it all again, we'd do it the same way. Shindig 2015 was a huge success.
If you are a split-second sound couple and are interested in appearing on a future show, all you have to do is write to us at info@charlotteweddinginsider.com with your story of how you met, and you may be chosen to appear on a future episode.